Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Table Enabled. Today we're basically finishing Hilchas Tilas Yadayim, Siman Kuf Samech 165. There's only two halachas. Dina Osa Sracha Verota Le'echol. Normally, a lot of people, even the Mishnah Berurah says, the Shlah says, before you go to eat a meal, you should go to the bathroom to check yourself whether or not you have to actually go to the bathroom. You have to actually defecate before you go to the bathroom. So Aleph, he did what he was supposed to do according to the Shlah. And now he wants to come eat. Technically, you're supposed to wash your hands twice. The first time you wash and the second washing. Now, what you have to do, as Mishmur explains, is basically you wash your hands once, then you dry them, then you say Asher Yatzar. And then you wash again, whatever is necessary for Tilas Yadayim. Normally two times on each hand. That's the minhag we do. So then you see Tilas Yadayim. Now, if you already washed, it's common for people to wash a revius on both hands, and you just want to say Asher Yatzar Tilas Yadayim, you can't do that over there, because really, once if I don't plan on drying my hands, I have to say Al Tilas Yadayim on that, because I plan to do it for the Suda. So therefore, you have to make sure to have in mind to dry your hands, and then rewash them Tilas Yadayim, right? If you only want to wash your hands once, so he said there is a way out if you don't want to use so much water. So pour on, it has to be dafka on both hands. You pour on both hands together, less than a revius, right? Because you poured on one hand less than a revius, and then you were mishafshev, you rubbed your other hand. We know that's metame your other hand. So it has to be on both hands. Then you say Asher Yatzar, because technically, even though your hands are tahor, so you can say Asher Yatzar, the mayim are tmeim. The mayim are only worried for the suda. So you say Asher Yatzar at that point, because it's not ready for Netilas Yadayim, right? Like you said before, if you poured revius on each one, so now you're ready and you have in mind for a suda, you can't say Asher Yatzar anymore because you're ready for Netilas Yadayim. So technically, you have to say Netilas Yadayim. You have to skip Asher Yatzar. So, and you don't want to do that because you don't want to forget about Asher Yatzar. So what you can do is pour less than a revius. At this point, you're not roy to say Al Tilas Yadayim. So then you say Asher Yatzar, and then you pour a second time, and it's Matayr, the Mayim there, the Tmeim, and then you could say B'shas Niga before you dry your hands, right? You're not supposed to say Tilas Yadayim after you dry your hands. Before you dry your hands, you make Al Tilas Yadayim. Beis, Rabim Mesubim Mesuda. There's a lot of people at the meal, not just you and your wife. Agadol Notel Yadav Tchila. The greatest person. This is a Gemara in Brachos and Daf Mem Vav. The greatest person, the person of the most prestige. Now, I would say the most VIP person you got there, and I don't think it only applies if you have a VIP person. If you don't have VIP people, right? We're talking about if you have your family. Most people are not VIP people, so your family doesn't make a difference who washes hands. You have a VIP person. You have the mayor there. You have the president of Israel there. You have a big gadol hador over there, an important person, right? They treat it with extra respect. He's supposed to wash his hands tefillah, but you have to give kavod for tilas yadayim. It's an honor, like I said, it's an honor. It's a matter of etiquette before the meal. So you give to the gadol to wash first. A rush, the rush, who was an important person, I assume at the time he was one of the gadolei hador. He actually his meals he would wash last. Shalola haftik shalola daber. Because if you wash first, then it'll be a lot of time you're not supposed to have. We're going to learn in the halachas of before b'tzias apas. The next halacha, you're not supposed to wait between the tila and b'tzias apas. Start breaking the bread. You're not supposed to wait so long. So he would feel bad that he would be waiting too long because a lot of people have to wash in between him, and he also might talk, which is a problem. The talk between the tilas time and eating the bread. So therefore, to be machmir for that, he would be able to wash last. Now, again, this is against the Gemara. So the Mishnah Berurah tells you the Rush was assuming the Gemara was only talking about a case where everyone had their own piece of loaf of bread in front of them, their own table in front of them, where every person would wash and immediately make the bracha. But if everyone was waiting for the head of the household to make the bracha of motzi and pater everybody, so then you're going to end up waiting a long time. So it's better to wash last. The Ber Halacha says you go to a wedding or something like that. Everyone has their own bread. So then the minute would go back. The gadol is supposed to wash first. I'm going to talk more about this in Ian to lean on. This practice is a rush, whether I agree with it or not. Ian to lean on coming up next.